Hello, this video is going to be a little more grainier than the previous one, but that's okay. We're referencing this video about the 4th of July based on the words of Frederick Douglass. So it makes more sense for me to start with the man himself, Frederick Douglass, who believed in Christianity. So you all have taken one of his speeches prior to the proclamation, okay, in reference to slavery. By the way, very influential black man that had lots of power, obviously able to say all those things and still alive. Wow. And so it's a difference. But anyway, just know that he believed in Christianity, number one. Number two, he's also the guy that created and that's responsible for making sure that the black soldiers was able to participate in the Civil War. So he didn't advocate separatism from them. He just advocated fairness and equal. It's a big difference. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. Some things that really has nothing in the video, but some enhancement things that they tried to put on their video, which I find to be a little strange, and I'm going to debate both of those. First one is about gas prices. In fact, there's no debating. In fact, you don't have to read about it. You ride around, you in vehicles, got smartphones, they got cameras on them, just got eyeballs, they all got big signs. The fact is, the cheapest gas is in the black communities and or Hispanic communities. Basically, whatever community is the poorest have the lowest gas prices. By the way, don't get it twisted. The gas prices isn't lower to say we're there to help these people because they're in need. That's not why. The reason that the gas prices is lower in lower income, okay, black neighborhoods, is because they know that 90% of the people that come to their stations are going to pay in cash. There's a gas station on Oakland Park that on any given Friday, the line will be around the corner. That's a fact. It's because they got the cheapest gas. But they know the people are going to pay with cash. What do that mean? What's the genius or the marketing or the advertising means behind that? It's very simple. Well, you're not just going to get $10 worth of gas, and they don't really care about $10 worth of gas. But you're going to spend an extra $10 or $20 because you're paying with cash. See, people that mostly pay with credit cards are the places that have the highest gases. That's because most of the people put their card in there, press a button, pump their gas, and keep moving. But oh no, on the places where you come in. In fact, 7-Eleven used the best trick, and they in all the neighborhoods, don't matter which one. In fact, so they give you a gas price with a gas that's less, it's like 86. So of course, it's always going to have a cheaper price on it. Just saying. All right, so now that we got that out the way, a little too much time on gas, but I didn't bring it up at the end. Number two, another laughable, non-fact check situation that I find is the mysterious city of Babylon. That's in the Bible because of Babylon. And the reason behind the name is when Babylon became a very popular trading place, which that's where you get no matter where you're from, you had to come to a place to change goods and service, not necessarily always cash, but maybe you had wool. So you had wool, someone else had grain, so you traded. And perhaps the best place to do that, or the most famous place to do that, was Babylon. See, don't forget we had the Suez and the other canal, whatever the name of it, which was a gateway where a lot of the continents meet together. Just saying, it is. And that way is still that way today. But the key to what was different about the city we're referring to, wow, can't believe that, Babylon, is that Babylon wanted to make sure that they wasn't attacked. Babylon wanted to make sure that they only had to follow the rules of Babylon. So what they did in this city of Babylon, they built a wall, giant wall. One way in, one way out of Babylon. That was it. So Babylon had their own rules. You know, Babylon wasn't just famous for trading. It was also a place where malcontent, criminals, outlaws, people that's fleeing from persecution, they also went to, and they felt safe. Babylon also had everything else you needed. Drugs. Drugs, even then. So you could go to Babylon and you get all the things you want. You get some mushrooms to smoke. You could hide out after you plundered. You could spend all your money in Babylon because, hey, they traded alcohol too. So, you know, all those things you can find in Babylon. Actually, you can probably even find a book or two in Babylon. Yes. So that's what's meant by the mysterious city of Babylon. Please don't choose that to no mythical thing in the Bible to say it's about America. Let's not do that. 4th of July, it's a holiday. You don't have to celebrate it. I celebrate any day that I'm off. I don't agree with all of them. You know? I don't. By the way, I had to work, but I still celebrate the 4th of July because I am a part of America. And it's my job to be a part of America. You all, sorry, I apologize for that statement, but too many people of this country don't understand that the idea behind America is no identity. No freedom from persecution. Freedom from persecution, even at the time when they came up with the idea, my people was persecuted. And it wasn't just my people. I've told you guys before, the South, because of the labor that they did, was heavily populated with black slaves. But to be honest with you, the establishment has slaves of all colors and nationalities. They traded people. I think we talked about this before, and it's well documented. And by the way, if you believe what you want, you gotta still believe that the Arabic nations are a part of Egypt and surrounding Israel. So they're black, so they had slaves too. One of the greatest group of conquerors of all. I tell your people to take time out and look at a story that's nicknamed a rape of Manchang, I think it is. That's what the Japanese did to China. Wow, quite brutal. So, you know, and atrocities have been conducted all over the planet. In fact, our people still are pretty heavy in the genocide business. If you guys want to be impressive and make sure y'all work, forgive me for using that, but that you people things, but then why don't you guys take a pilgrimage to places like Africa. So you see what genocide really is. And hate, hate is a two-way street. Hate is when you come up with these unfair biases against others and others against you. You cannot judge what you don't know. I do not judge you, for lack of a better word, you want to call it the truth. I don't judge it. I don't have the right to judge it. The Bible tells me so. So I won't. I won't call you guys good. I won't call you guys bad. In fact, sometimes I do look at some of the other videos, I don't respond. But if you send me the video, I'm going to respond. So back to my point of this America thing. Let's first start with impoverishment. When did impoverishment become a black thing? Seriously, let's go find out what we're saying before we say it. Per person in the United States of America, the poorest state in the United States of America is predominantly white. In fact, with the exception of Montana and a couple of the deep western states, have the lowest population of black and Hispanic. That would be West Virginia. Just saying, it would be West Virginia. They're on the bottom of the list. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is pretty bad also. Look at Tennessee. It's not just a Memphis thing. Is things perfect? No. Do it take work? Yes. But in order to rectify things, you must work with people. You must work with people. And the example we use is the Bible. So, without quoting scriptures and verses, let's just quote some common themes. For example, Nebuchadnezzar that they mentioned. Though found it harsh and difficult, there was not a lot of rebellion. In fact, what they did was to fight to be a part of the society even when they was in charge. Even in the Roman Empire, it was the same. And none of the examples in the Bible is about persecution in reference to treatment. It was about religious freedom, regardless of what that religion. The King James teaches me to spread the word. It does not tell me to judge, to put down, to talk about. Tells me to set an example and be a good steward. That's what the Bible tells me. Be a good steward. And that's what I will be. I will participate. I believe in it. And by the way, let's do something different than saying we don't have because of them. I say we can have if we get our priorities right. I'll give you an example. I don't believe we are the worst treated people in America. I know we're not the worst. We may be tied for second, but no one is treated worse than the Arabics. But nobody, let's per se, they don't let anybody take advantage of them because what they have learned is the rules. All right, take on businesses. In fact, they open businesses in our neighborhood. You see them as the owner, but have you ever seen one of them come there to shop? It's called economic wealth. So by having the economic power and educating themselves and learning the rules, they can live here safe. So don't preach segregation. Preach the rules. Learn the rules. How do we get better? Regardless of who we are. We have to get better. We have to learn. We have to change our culture as a people. You can be separate and equal, but you own your own economic flight. I'll give you perhaps the best example that whoever you share my information with, they will understand as well. There was an organization that was semi-minor league and worked its way up into the second biggest chain in this particular market, and was really giving the number one spot a run for their money. However, the founder or owner or CEO, whichever word you want to use, decided that he would become political. I'm talking about Papa John's Pizza. Now they're practically non-existent. Domino's have passed them, Little Caesars has passed them. In fact, when they was doing good, I was there. But when he opened his mouth, it's one of the few times where African American people, and I'll give hats off to the Latinos as well, say, "Oh, how dare you? We'll show you." So basically, nobody of any ethnic other than Anglo-Saxon eat Papa John. Even Peyton Manning had to give up on it. So we got to learn how to be economically powerful. We have to keep putting our people in positions. And that's how we change. Not by interpreting what we want to interpret from Frederick Douglass. Okay. Be happy to pull up some of his speeches word for word. Powerful black man, powerful black man. Second powerfulest ever. Behind Barack Obama. Yes, sir. Put a smile on my face. But let's work on the economics. Now, so that we don't get lost in talking about who's who, the people that currently occupy Israel, just saying, that's who we're tied with for second place. Hispanics is in third, but that's who we tied with for second place. But, you know, nobody bothered them. Because economically, they're fine. Just saying. They make sure they learn the rules. These people make sure they get the right credit score. That's all. Not everyone, and last thing, and I gotta say this too. In reference to the time period when he's talking in that speech, the Civil War, the marches in the late 50s, early 60s. Come on. That wasn't done by just black folks. It was just as many white people walking around with flags. In fact, the incident that happened last year, I think I pointed that out to you, where the Caucasian lady was struck by a car and killed. Did you take a look at the skin color of the protesters? That's all I'm saying. So, in closing, don't think I'll change anybody's minds no more than you're going to change mine. But the things that are made fakes are fakes. So, go back and ask them to look up why Babylon, a city now, a city. It's a difference in a city and a nation. Just saying. No country is called a city. Babylon is a city. Babylon was a world's famous trading place. Babylon was a dangerous place. Babylon was a city that had no rules. Okay? And by the way, stereotyping don't work. That's supposed to be the beauty. It's not always easy, but the wrong go a little bit higher and higher. You know, for example, we need to get in the game and compete for the more prestigious jobs. And don't say you can't do it. My niece just became a doctor. Can do what you want to. Got pilots. Got a person who ran the United States Air Force as a black woman, so let's get it together. All right? I am proud to be me. I am proud to be an American, an African American. Something I think that this country should do to eliminate the obvious is either American or you're not. There are black people in England. They don't call them African Englands. There's black people in Jamaica, in Cuba. They don't call them African Cubans. There are black people in the origin. They do call them Mulattoes. That's what they do. That's what they call them. So, skin color should not be a deterrent or an excuse. Thank you.